now at 7.
As a mother, this makes me sick to my stomach to be standing here today with what we're about to tell you.
A mother and aunt in custody, and a third person is wanted in the murder of a child whose body was found in a container behind an abandoned house in New Britain. The new details we're learning tonight. Also, the effects of a nor'easter hitting the region with heavy rain, wind, and rising water. A look at the damage and when things will settle down.
It's a moment of indescribable joy as our nation embraces our sons who are coming home.
After 708 days, the remaining living Israeli hostages are released and a peace deal is signed. But plenty of work remains. We've got local reaction. It's time for NBC Connecticut News at 7. And we thank you for joining us tonight for the news at 7. I'm Keisha Grant. Let's get you up to speed on today's top headlines. The calendar may read October, but we're dealing with a nor'easter all along the East Coast. Rain and wind have been blanketing the state since last night, and that's led to downed trees and power outages. Right now, just over 4,200 customers across the state are in the dark. And it isn't over yet. Let's get over to Storm Tracker meteorologist Anthony Carpino with the details. Anthony, is this storm out of here yet?
It is starting to get out of here, Keisha. Fortunately, those winds are a lot calmer in comparison to what we saw early this morning and then last night. Still a little bit breezy as we take a live look there in Litchfield. You can see, of course, there's water on the lens and the trees have been moving around a good bit. Now, we also have that coastal flood advisory. That will be ending soon. That expires at 8 o'clock tonight. Wind will be dying down as we head through the overnight, but still gusty at times. But it is looking drier as we go through the day for Tuesday. Here's a look at that coastal flood advisory. It has been allowed to expire for eastern areas along the Long Island Sound there, but for places like New Haven and Bridgeport, that is still in effect until we go through about 8 o'clock tonight. But here's some good news already. Let's take a look at some of the live data coming in from Bridgeport. Right now, that tide about 8.3 in height. The forecast tide as we head through this evening, well, 8.2. So that just shows that it's going down and down as we head through tonight. So that is some good news for us. But as you can see, as we bring in live Doppler radar, we still have a lot of that moisture just pinwheeling around southern New England, especially in areas in eastern Mass and Rhode Island, and even through here in Connecticut. We're still dealing with a few scattered showers, especially in western areas of the state. And this is going to be essentially the name of the game as we head through the overnight period, eventually drying things out, though, by the time we get to tomorrow. But as you can see, especially in southwestern and western areas of Connecticut, still dealing with a few of those showers, maybe a few pockets of more moderate showers. You can see that highlighted there in yellow. Now, as we head through the day tomorrow, winds are still going to be a little bit breezy, but we are going to move in the right direction. That full storm tracker forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Keisha, back to you.
Anthony, we'll see you then. Thank you. And stay with NBC Connecticut as we continue to track the impact of this nor'easter. You can always find the latest storm tracker forecast on the free NBC Connecticut app. All you have to do is scan the QR code that you see there on your screen to download it. Now to an update on the decomposed remains of a young girl found behind an abandoned building in New Britain last week. We've learned from investigators the 12-year-old girl was likely killed last fall. Now her mother, on the left side of your screen, is charged with murder, and the girl's aunt is also facing charges. Police are also prepared to charge the mother's boyfriend, but say they haven't found him yet.
As a mother, this makes me sick to my stomach to be standing here today with what we're about to tell you.
NBC Connecticut's Jeremy Chen is joining us now live in New Britain as this investigation continues to unfold. Jeremy, the details of this case are both troubling and disturbing.
Absolutely, Keisha, and this is a case that really cuts deep for two communities in our area. Just let me take a step back and show you just the magnitude of the feelings out here at this ever-growing memorial here on Clark Street in New Britain. Now, police and city leaders are calling this case one of the worst ones they've ever seen and one they've been working hard to solve. Now, this is what we've learned today. New Britain and Farmington police confirmed the identity of the girl as 12-year-old Jacqueline Torres Garcia. They say a tip from a caller last week about seeing someone drop off items at an abandoned house on Clark Street in New Britain last week set off this investigation. Now, the items they were referring to were a large plastic storage bin where the girl's remains were found. Investigators say her body was very decomposed and they believe she was killed in the fall of last year. police telling us that her and her family lived in Farmington at the time, and they think she was the victim of prolonged abuse and malnourishment. The girl's mother, Carla Garcia, and aunt Jacqueline Garcia were arrested last night in connection to her death. As you mentioned, Keisha, police are still looking for the mother's boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita. He, along with the mother, are charged with murder, and the aunt is facing cruelty to persons and other charges. New Britain Police Chief explains why it took until today to learn these details.
While the limited information provided until today undoubtedly resulted in increased frustration across our communities, the purpose was to avoid any potential damage to the integrity of this investigation.
Yeah. Now, we learned from the mayor today that the Department of Children and Families was involved with this family and that the girl was reportedly homeschooled. They say in a statement, quote, "We have already begun a thorough review of our history with the family consistent with our practice. This multidisciplinary review will include our knowledge about the family, supports provided, casework decisions, adherence to policy, as well as communication and collaboration with other system and community partners." Now, DCF does say that the siblings of Jacqueline are safe and are in state custody. As far as the mother and the aunt, they will be in court tomorrow morning, and anyone who may see Nanita is being urged to contact police. Live in New Britain, Jeremy Chen, NBC Connecticut News. Send it back to you in the studio.
Jeremy, thank you. Turning now to the peace deal in the Middle East. All 20 of the surviving hostages in Gaza have now been released by Hamas and returned to Israel. The remains of the other 28 hostages were also expected to be transferred, but only 4 bodies were returned today. They were abducted on October 7th, 2023 during a terror attack in Israel. Today, the hostages were welcomed home by overjoyed families before being taken to a medical facility to get checked out. President Trump flew to Israel to speak with that country's parliament. He was instrumental in this historic moment in the Middle East, getting world leaders to sign a peace deal to end the conflict.
The hostages have been returned, and further work goes on having to do with the, sadly to say, bodies. Together we've achieved what everybody said was impossible. At long last, we have peace in the Middle East.
As part of the agreement, Israel released hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. So how are people here in Connecticut reacting to today's developments? NBC Connecticut political reporter Mike Savino has been speaking with groups who've been advocating for a resolution.
One person described himself as being cautiously pessimistic.
Even as families are reunited and Palestinians return home, people in Connecticut have questions about what comes next and whether this exchange of hostages and prisoners is truly a turning point.
There's a worry that this peace and this respite will only happen for this exchange of prisoners.
President Donald Trump is among those boasting confidence about a lasting peace, and Connecticut Republicans praised him. For years, Washington politicians from both parties have made empty promises and allowed chaos to spread across the Middle East. President Trump's strategy of strength and negotiation, not weakness and appeasement, is producing historic results. Others, including Senator Richard Blumenthal, promised to help the president reach that goal.
It's a very hopeful moment, and what comes next is the tough negotiations on the issues that remain.
Here in Connecticut, supporters of Israel and Palestine say the U.S.-led coalition will need to play a key role in leading that peace and rebuilding Gaza City after 2 years of war. They also hope to see a deal that leads to both sides living together in a land Muslims and Jews both consider holy.
Both sides can make a claim. There needs to be some mutual recognition of those claims.
Trump's peace deal does not explicitly call for an independent Palestine, but it does recognize the possibility of self-determination for Palestinians. Supporters here in Connecticut say that should be the goal.
With people of equal rights, and that should apply, across the entire region.
Mike Savino, NBC Connecticut News.
Also this evening, an 80-year-old has died after a 3-car crash in North Haven. It happened at the intersection of Middletown Avenue and Rimmon Road. Police are still trying to figure out what caused the crash. Now to Groton, where one person is dead and several others recovering after a fire tore through this apartment building right behind me. This was a scene in Groton. It happened on Broad Street Extension, leaving dozens of people without a place to stay. Firefighters are asking for help in hopes of preventing another tragedy from happening again. Here's NBC Connecticut's David Horowitz in Groton.
An absolute tragic scene here at the Groton Tower apartment buildings here in Groton. You can see glass on the ground here. And the first thing I noticed was the smoke. You can smell it in the air. That fire breaking out on the 3rd floor. You can see that it's boarded up, and we're told that about a dozen people were trapped inside. One person, as you mentioned, passing away in the process. And now people are left picking up the pieces. We spoke with families, and we also spoke with the firefighters union, who tells us that if they had more staffing, they'd have the ability to save more lives.
Terrible, it's tragic, it's sad.
On Saturday evening, firefighters responded to the Groton Towers apartment buildings where about a dozen people were trapped inside on the 3rd and 4th floors. 4 people were injured and 1 person passed away.
The scene out here, I will say, was pretty traumatic for a lot of people.
One of those people is Tammy Torriello, who was inside taking a shower as that fire broke out.
I got out to the porch and I just saw flames billowing up, and everybody was saying, get out of the building.
Luckily, Torriello was not hurt, but now needs to find a new place to live.
There is no fire damage in my apartment, but a lot of water damage. So we're gonna pick up some things now and then look for a new place.
The president of the Groton Firefighters Union says they are one of many departments dealing with staffing shortages.
The amount of volunteer firefighters is decreased by 65%, and the amount of career firefighters has increased by 6%.
He says it's not just Groton, but part of a nationwide epidemic.
Those 2 initial firefighters trying to do the work of 30 people for 5 minutes is just something that shouldn't be asked of a human either physically or mentally.
Now, to help, there is a collection drive. It's going to be held on Thursday at the Fisherman Restaurant from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30. You can bring in some gently used clothes, gift cards, whatever you can afford, really. It's still not clear, though, what started this fire exactly, but the Firefighters Union is telling us that now about 75 families are displaced and about 150 to 200 people don't have a place to sleep, eat, or live at the time. But the community coming together to help one another in this time of tragedy here in Groton. In Groton, David Horowitz, NBC Connecticut News.
We wish them luck there. When we continue the news at 7, more Connecticut National Guard troops are being deployed. We're going to hear from their families when we come back.
Dear crew, with an adult-sized 3rd row, everyone's welcome. From sports fans and eco-buffs to movie fans. Slip in, stretch out, and let's go. Toyota.
Right now, you can lease RAV4, the #1 selling vehicle in America, for just $299 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's officially fall, and this holiday weekend I'm throwing an Oh My Bob celebration.
For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves a home they love. So stop in for the latest styles
and top-notch features
at mind-blowing prices.
Oh My Bob!
This personal breakthrough was powered by a medical one.
You got this.
A life-saving procedure that deploys a stent to repair a complex aortic aneurysm, eliminating the need for major surgery. Together, we're powering breakthroughs.
Finding new adventures and extra confidence and extra miles and room for everyone and standout style.
Qualified lessees can get this 2026 Equinox for around $329 a month. Or well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing on all 2026 Equinox models.
Even on an antidepressant, I was masking my depression. I felt I was missing out on the moments around me. So my doctor prescribed Rexulti.
When added to an antidepressant, Rexulti was proven to significantly reduce depression symptoms, more than an antidepressant alone.
She said Rexulti could provide a boost. For me, less depression meant enjoying the little things.
Elderly people with dementia-related psychosis have increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Call your healthcare provider right away to report new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur.
Could a boost help you build on your progress?
Ask your doctor about adding Rexulti.
When you play Mohegan Sun Online Casino, you can be up even in your downtime.
NBC Connecticut, winner of the Connecticut Broadcasters Association Station of the Year Award.
We continue now with an emotional day in Windsor Locks. Hundreds of Connecticut families are saying goodbye to their loved ones as they deploy with the Connecticut National Guard for a year-long mission. NBC Connecticut's Melissa Cooney shares how those families are feeling tonight.
This is a big day for families and National Guardsmen and women alike. This is a pre-planned mission that the Guardsmen and women have been training for years. Families we spoke with say the moment is bittersweet. Seeing the Connecticut National Guard deploy is a familiar experience for one Connecticut family.
I did 30 years in my service, and now our son is continuing the tradition.
Dan Murphy says he was in this exact spot 10 years ago. He's back now to send off his son.
Very proud of him. He's a good kid, good leader, so he will do very well.
It's a very beautiful full circle moment. I'm so proud of my brother, and I'm so proud of everyone that's here.
It's an emotional day for 100 Connecticut families.
It's bitter because we're not going to see my son for a while, and it's sweet because we're proud.
Who have prepared for this very moment for a very long time.
Family support is huge, community engagement as well, and we try and do this for every deployment send-off that we can.
The 100 Guardsmen and women will be deploying to an undisclosed location for about a year.
This is part of a pre-planned rotational deployment. It has nothing to do with any recent events or anything like this. Is again years in advance. That's something that they've been training for.
Melissa Cooney, NBC Connecticut News.
Now, your NBC Connecticut Storm Tracker forecast with meteorologist Anthony Carpino.
Well, we certainly thank those soldiers for their service.
Absolutely.
And their families as well for their sacrifice of having their loved ones overseas.
Yep.
We have had this storm that's just been ongoing, just raw and gray.
Lingering.
And wet. It is lingering. When is it going to move out?
We're going to be improving as we go through tonight, Keisha. So we still got a few little scattered showers out there right now. But as we go through the day tomorrow, mainly cloudy, still a little bit breezy. But it's by Wednesday, we're thinking that we'll start to see a good bit of sunshine out there. So just give it a little bit more time.
We'll do. We got patience.
And we're going to get there. Don't worry. We'll get there for sure. Hey, guys, by Thursday, I think we're going to see nothing but sunshine. So looking forward to the end of the week. But this is a look back at what we saw today. Highest wind gust, Norwalk early this morning, 60-mile-per-hour gust there. Burlington, about 55. Stonington and Groton came in at about 49-mile-per-hour gusts. In New Haven, about 41. Around the rest of the state, even Willimantic came in, winds gusting to 40 there, 30 for Hartford, and about 36 in Bradley. Winds right now, they're starting to calm down, not gusting at all in the Hartford area. 31-mile-per-hour gust in Willimantic, about 20 between Meriden and Chester, and 37 right now in Groton. So as we go through tonight, this area of low pressure, that coastal storm, that's slowly going to work its way back out to the east. But for now, we do have some scattered showers still out there, especially in western areas of Connecticut. So we go right to the New York border there. So just to the south of the center of Kent, we're seeing some of those more moderate showers. These are going to work their way off to the north and off to the west there, eventually moving into New York State. It's been a wet day for us for sure, but hey, we could really use the rainfall, a healthy dose of it today. Greenwich and Orange came in over 2¼ inches of rainfall. Stonington, Southington over an inch as well, and New Hartford just making it to about an inch of rainfall. So continuing on through the rest of this evening, on and off a few light showers out there, but that's going to be pretty much it. You can see as we go through the day on Tuesday, there could be a little few specks of green here and there, especially in the morning. But by the afternoon, we start to clear things out. Then, look at this, by Wednesday morning, going in through Wednesday night into Thursday, well, we're really going to start to clear out those skies. And that's going to be because, well, that coastal storm is going to move out to sea. And what's replacing it is an area of high pressure. And that will start to clear out the skies. It's going to pull in some drier air for us. But if you notice, the two systems, they really aren't that far apart. And whenever you get an area of high pressure and an area of low pressure, not too far away from one another, that keeps the winds going for us. So we'll still notice a little bit of a breeze even as we head through portions of Wednesday. Now, as far as the next few days go, this is at least for the Connecticut shoreline, winds tomorrow gusting about 25 to 35 miles per hour. And each day the winds get less and less. So that is good news. We're moving in the right direction. Here's the view outside right now over Litchfield, where we got some rain out there still for sure, and the wind is still moving around some of those trees. Now, as we head through tonight, those temperatures will fall back down into the upper 40s to just about 50 degrees. Then we'll start to make some progress as we head through the next few days. So by Wednesday, Thursday, look at that, we start to see those temperatures cool down just a little bit, upper 50s there for Thursday, but a lot of sunshine, still a little bit of a breeze as well. And it turns chilly by Friday morning. Temperatures there, maybe some patchy frost in some of those northern towns. 37 for the Hartford area. We'll take a look at that shoreline forecast the next few days. Back to the sunshine for you guys as well. The weekend, not too bad, upper 60s to about 70, and then one more chance of rain by Monday.
It gets so much better toward the middle of the week, Anthony. Thank you. Stay with us. We've got the takeaway coming up next. Plus, the giant pumpkin might have gone pop, but people in one Connecticut town refuse to let it spoil a Halloween tradition. We're going to show you how they're helping out when we come back.
I'm Arthur Lee, inventor and CEO of LifeVac, but most importantly, I'm a dad first.
Over 10 years ago, I watched my dad design and build the first LifeVac in our garage. Now, that device has saved thousands of lives.
The LifeVac saved my life in 1-2 seconds.
It's a device that saved my son's life.
A choking accident can happen anywhere. Order your LifeVac now.
Don't wait another minute. A life might depend on it. Go to lifevac.net or call 877-543-3822.
A homeowner asked, I have cracks in my basement walls. Is that a problem? Small cracks can be a nuisance because they leak, but larger cracks are an indication of foundation settlement or foundation wall movement. That's a serious problem. It affects the structural integrity of your home and its resale value. I'm Larry Janeski from Connecticut Basement Systems. We can fix it by permanently stabilizing your foundation and putting it back on solid ground. We've been fixing foundations for nearly 40 years. Call today for your free estimate. All things Basement-y.
Where does confidence come from? It's not from within. It must be pursued. Confidence is not a mindset. It's an achievement. In the GMC Sierra HD AT4X. Get 3.9% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra heavy-duty models. We are professional grade.
Mark Lavoie here for AWS, family owned and operated for over 45 years. We can help you eliminate drafts, reduce your energy bills up to 60%, and improve the comfort of your home with new windows and doors. AWS makes it easy and affordable. We have no pressure. Shop at home convenience with an estimate that's good for 1 year. We have easy financing options to fit your budget and professional installation with a lifetime warranty. Right now, get an awesome deal starting at $120 off per window and $240 off per door.
1-800-CALL-AWS.
Visit Deline Flooring to see the latest in floor design trends and talk with our experts. Whatever your design style or budget, we have a flooring solution that will meet your needs and focus on delivering high-quality flooring and installation. We're committed to providing you with the best possible service and delivering a floor solution that you'll love for years to come.
Now during National Kerosene Month, you can receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of kerosene carpets and hard surface flooring.
Contact us today and let us help transform your space with a beautiful new floor.
Every morning, we choose how to begin, and it starts with the people.
We're here for every city in town
to make sure you get everything you need to start your day.
Together, we make the most of today.
We are NBC Connecticut Today.
We are today.
From the morning show, Marion Cotillard. You won an Oscar for playing Edith Piaf. So did you ever want to have a music career?
I have to tell you something.
Plus TV producer Shonda Rhimes.
Tomorrow at 3 on NBC Connecticut.
Take a look at this. That's a 30-foot inflatable pumpkin popping in Tolland. It left the community scrambling to support the homeowner who's been putting on this Halloween display for years. NBC Connecticut's Sydney Boyo shows us how they're keeping the tradition alive.
They get so many visitors to this house in Tolland that they literally have
parking signs. But it's not because of the house's beauty. It's all because of a pumpkin.
I had no intention that this was going to be this big. I just thought, this is funny.
Christopher Farley has loved decorating for holidays since he was a kid. When he moved to this house in Tolland, it was a no-brainer to continue.
I was like, what if I just did a pumpkin? And at first I thought oh, I'll just get a tiny little pumpkin as a joke.
Instead, he got a huge, gigantic orange pumpkin, which sits in the middle of his lawn. But last week, that same pumpkin gave up.
It unfortunately exploded in my front yard, and it was horrifying to say the least.
The reason why?
I believe due to either UV damage or some damage on the exterior.
But immediately, the local community came together to help.
Everybody was floored by it and then immediately started reaching out to me. How can I help?
And within hours, he raised enough money for a replacement, along with donations for the local animal shelter.
The community really cares for this thing. Every day, every night, when I'm up in my room, I hear people honk as they drive by.
He says this is actually pumpkin number 3, and the community also helped to raise funds for pumpkin number 2.
First pumpkin unfortunately met its end quite quickly. Gust of wind came by and basically turned it into a sail and ripped it apart in my front yard.
While a new pumpkin is on its way, a placeholder is in its spot, and the old pumpkin sits in this garage.
It got ripped and he needed to have it fixed, and I said I'll give it a try.
Now retired, Gochi says he'll try to sew it up because that's just what this community does.
You got to go once in a while. You got to give back to the community.
No matter what, we're going to keep on doing this. I'm not letting anything stop me.
Sydney Boyo, NBC Connecticut News.
He is determined. Time now for tonight's takeaway. A mother and her sister are now charged in the death of a 12-year-old girl. The mother's boyfriend is still on the loose. Police are looking to charge him. That little girl's body was found in a container behind a New Britain vacant house last week. Police believe she was likely killed in Farmington in the fall of last year. Groton firefighters say they need more help to keep people safe. Their plea comes after a weekend fire killed one person and injured 4 others. The firefighters union says short staffing is a problem all across Connecticut. And the Israel-Hamas war is finally coming to an end. The rest of the surviving hostages held by Hamas are now home. People in our state say as this deal continues to unfold, the U.S.-led coalition will need to play a key role in leading that peace as well as rebuilding Gaza City after 2 years of war. And that is going to do it for your news at 7. Thank you for joining us. Coming up next, the Connection News on our NBC Connecticut streaming channel. It has a storm tracker forecast, more of the local headlines you may have missed, and a look at what's happening all throughout the Northeast. It starts at 7:30 wherever you stream us. Have a great night. We'll see you back here for the news at 11.